none of these transactions on the land is over 200 years old. It's just that they burned down so many courthouses, libraries, and state buildings in the early 1900s, late 1800s to deliberately destroy the records. But even then, we still had sizable portions of land. For me to give you a clear-cut way to get your land back, I have to look over your paperwork. But just remember, when the land is changing hands and you seeing these signatures on there, make sure they're a family member signature or the deed is defective.
Hey, Rod. So, what do you think? Because I saw that they did a mass shooting. I think it was a day or two ago at the Catholic Church. So, you think they still trying to pull that Manchurian candidate stuff?
I'm glad you brought that up. Did you see the new school commercial?
Nah, I ain't seen this new school commercial.
Look, I'm gonna have to send it to you, and we'll see if we can play it. But they telling the parents don't send your children to these schools this year because we finna see more school shootings than ever. They just had one in Wisconsin, but they're using Manchurian candidates to shoot up these schools.
Yeah, hey, Rod, I saw an ad that they was doing where they said that they just added new metal detectors at all these schools down here. And I was saying, why they just all of a sudden do that? And they already had them in a lot of schools that like the schools that was already dangerous, but they starting to add extra locks and stuff like they get gearing up for something. And then all of a sudden the school shooting, I mean with the at the Catholic school.
I just sent you a back
All
to
right,
school.
let me try to get it.
Yeah. So they telling us what's about to happen. And remember, I've been telling them for 2 years now, stop sending your children to public education. So you listen or you don't have to listen. But see, a lot of people need the school to be their babysitter. So they risk their child life to get a break for them for 4-5 hours a day, 6 hours a day. And if they athletes or something, they can get rid of them for up to 10 hours a day.
That's crazy, man. Like you think that school was specifically targeted for the get the media publicity and things?
Look, I don't know. Okay, so a lot of people think that when you say false flag event, that means it didn't happen. That's not what false flag means. It means that they used the incident, in order to do something politically they already wanted to do. They might use the school shooting rash to bring in more National Guard troops.
That sound about right. That sound about right. And they picked the Catholic school, so I wonder do that make it different? They picked that they would target a Catholic school.
They're talking to white America now.
Okay, that makes sense.
They're telling the white Americans to take their kids out of school this time.
Man,
But that's who they've been really focusing on, telling white America to take their children out of school. That's why most of the school shootings that they put media coverage on is the white schools. They don't put a lot of media coverage on the black school shootings. You hardly ever know they happen, but they happen.
Somebody said some for homeschool.
And so the way that I would do home education is like up to third grade, I would teach them hooked on phonics. Third grade to fifth grade, I would have them on the computer playing games on IQ, EYEQ, which is actually a speed reading program. And when they get proficient at it, I give them a dictionary and tell them to learn as many words as they can. And don't try to memorize it, just read it. And the words will automatically organize themselves in their psyche. And that's going to give them the biggest jump start you could possibly imagine. They got a program for math called Mega Math by Howard Steffenberg. And part of that, they got a reading program. These accelerated learning programs, by the way. It's one called Mega Memory by Kevin Trudeau, and it's one called Mega Math. That's Howard Stephenberg, and there's another one called Mega Reading, which is also another type of speed reading program. But those are accelerating learning programs. And sometimes you can find them in like secondhand shops for people that used to use them. But that was to get children a head start, or the children that's behind in high school, it was to get them caught up. We didn't design it for us. They took the science and they used it on somebody else, and we got access to it now.
I think I got that video for you, Rod. Let me roll it real quick.
So these videos, remember, they gotta always tell us what they're gonna do before they do it. And if we don't protest or respond in the appropriate manner, then that's the consent they need to go ahead and do it.
Wow, that shit crazy. It's like it made me feel like I was going to watch a scary movie. Well, you know, man.
Look, you see that they were holding up their pen and their pencil to stab the shooter. The little boy was using the skateboard to bust the window out to escape the shooter.
Yeah.
The one baby was using his sock to tie the leg of the one that got shot, and said these socks might come in handy. Then you got the little girl hiding out in the closet, texting her mama because she don't know if she gonna make it out alive. Man. Come on, man. If y'all don't see what's going on, I don't know what to tell you. They gotta tell you before they do it.
That's sick, man. How do we connect for what to come? How do we?
Everybody got a different way to connect. Some people need to ground. Some people need to study. You got to know in your heart what you feel you need to be prepared for, and then you need to ask yourself, how do I prepare for this inevitability? But there's really no preparation for what we're about to see, because it's going to be sudden.
You think they're going to try to pull it all in one? Like they might try to do like a one day where 3, 4, 5 schools get hit in one day randomly in different, like the way they going, you know?
Well, not just the school events. Remember, they already took away the federal oversight on Department of Education.
Uh-huh.
We have to take our children's education into our own hands. They trying to force us to do it with the school shootings. Right? We now sending our children back to a murder camp. Right? Now that don't even got nothing to do with all of the children that come up missing going to and from school every year.
Right.
They got nothing to do with that. They're not even making a big deal out of that part, because if they did, they'll start turning off their supply of adrenochrome. They don't want to do that. But they know they got to tell you that you need to take your children out of school. First of all, school is hell in the first place.
Right.
The purpose that they have to tell us first is in order for them to do it without violating galactic law, they got to give us an opportunity to discover the dirt they're doing. Yeah. And if we don't object to it, then they are, that's giving them what's called tacit consent to proceed with the event that they told us they was going to do. That's the way they absolve themselves from guilt and punishment, by giving you an opportunity to respond accordingly, because they've already told you what they're going to do. Mm-hmm. Now you know what we're going to do. It's up to you to do something about it.
Yeah, it's part of alchemy. That's rules of alchemy. Like they gotta tell you everything. Even like a lot of the movies, that's what Doc was saying. A lot of the movies, a lot of that stuff is real, because they gotta tell you all the stuff that they say was secret. They gotta put all that out, or else it's not legitimized. So that's why they put the movies out like Stargate, Coneheads, Aliens, and all these other movies, because they already got those people. They already took pictures and they know about these people, so they're able to put them in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So the average person say that was a good movie. Yeah. Star Wars was a good movie, but you ain't know it was the Anunnaki tablet story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Close Encounters at the Third Time was a good movie. Yeah. But you didn't know that they got a contract to allow aliens to abduct people.
Yeah. So Eisenhower know. They met with Eisenhower know. So right, Rod. So they gotta tell us what they doing. Say some doing something about it is talking the kids out of school. Yeah. The kids out of school part, man, that's gonna be a big thing. Like the kids out of school part.
Yeah, you're supposed to take your children out of school. Now, the reason why is school is an English word from a Yiddish word. The Yiddish word is shul from a Hebrew word. The Hebrew word is sheol. If you translate sheol into English straight without going through that part, word for word translation, sheol means hell. Dismal abyss. Right? So if you want to free your children from the beast, you have to stop letting the beast take your children freely to hell. You to delivering your child to hell in order for you to have somebody that you think is teaching your child. Right? We used to have a whole different system of education. They changed the system in order to turn them into schools. We didn't teach school in a separate building from the spiritual practice. But they took the spiritual practice out of education in order to indoctrinate in the place of educate. But taking your child out of school is the only remedy to keep them out of harm's way from a school shooter. To school at home. And the ones at school at home eventually going to start forming what we call learning groups for the children so they can socialize and learn. That's the natural progression. If people start pulling children out in mass, they naturally going to form community-based learning groups for their children, which allow the children the opportunity to socialize and learn.
Hey, Rod, some skills, because this ties in with the chief thing, too. What are some skills, survival skills, that you think that women should know? We got some that men, but like say if like the stuff hit the fan or lights go out, like canning. I think canning, like the putting the mason jars and putting the food in there, I think that's a skill that women should know. What skills do you think women should know at this time that it be in case stuff hit the fan or whatever case may be?
Really, man, the only skills that's going to be important at a high level, and there's a whole lot of people that don't know nothing about it, is how to purify water.
You got that right.
Whether it's distilling water or filtering water, the ability to purify water is going to make your services in high demand in the case of a shutdown or a blackout.
That's about right.
That's going to be a big deal. The ability to repair and mend clothes is going to come back in.
So a lot of women don't know how to sew. My big mama, yes, another thing. My great grandmother, she made my grandmother them, my dad them, well, my mama's mama them learn how to sew. The little young people don't know how to sew. Look, every time I would get a cut in my pants and my grandma would see it, she would just take them off, and she could fix it. She'll fix them like you can't even tell. But the women, man, my wife, she people like that, they don't know how to do that. They don't know how to sew. You better get you another pair of pants. They don't know how to use needle and thread. You can sew somebody a wound. If you know how to sew clothes like they used to do, you can sew a wound. That's how they do stitches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stitches. Yeah. That's
crazy. You got a whole lot of different types of stitch. I took sewing in school.
That's fire. That's fire. My big mama.
I took home ec.
that you stand on, the old sewing that you rock right there with your feet. You remember that one, Rod?
Mm-hmm.
Stand
Yeah.
on, you rock. My big mama had that one. Yeah, that was throwback. We used to play with that thing all the time. Old school sewing, like straight, like it ain't no electric or nothing. You got to work it with your foot, and it worked pretty. It worked good, just as good as the one, the natural one. I mean, the electric one they got.
I remember one time, man, I told my mom, I said, why you keep teaching me all this girl stuff?
Yeah.
I said, baby, I'm not teaching you girl stuff. I'm teaching you how to take care of yourself so no woman won't have to.
Hey, bro, you ever dealt with the big mama on Go Get the Switch? Go Get the Switch.
Oh, man. That's old. Hey, look, I need to go get the switch with the snot bubble.
Yeah. I need the thin one, boy. That thin one wear your behind out, though. That thin it don't break or nothing. It just like a whip.
My mama tell you bring me a good switch back, or I'm gonna go pick my own.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna bring her the best switch, but you ain't gonna bring her the worst either. And she gonna tell you that. But if she gonna get that switch, she gonna get a stick.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a stick. Ain't gonna be no switch. Tell her.
I tell you. Hey, my mama, man, I think my mama could have went to jail for how she was, man. My mama break a brick over your head, boy. Man, tell you, I felt like my mama was half crazy, kind of like. Yeah,
when you raise a son, if you a single mother, or if you by yourself for a prolonged period of time raising them hard-headed ass boys, you gonna be majorly aggressive.
Son here, and damn, man, she trying to kill me, man. She really breaking the brick off my head. Man, I tell you, man, half crazy, man. I only got like 2 whoopings from my mama my whole life. My mom, I ain't never, cause I was a good kid. I only got like 2, 3 whoopings. But when you did, you thought your mom was crazy, man. What, you gonna hit me upside the head with a brick?
Man, I used to get a whipping down every day. Sometimes a couple times a day.
That's crazy, man. Somebody dropped in the chat. It says right here, this is, I'll have to ask the question. Oh, this might be it right here.
You know, they got tutorials on finding heirs land on TikTok. They might even have some on Facebook. But you gotta go to you gotta be able to first trace your family back to a geography. And then from that geography, go to the Bureau of Land Management and look your family names up and see if they had property. They know who everything belonged to. Look, it sounds like this is an insurmountable obstacle because of how they displaced us from our land and our birthrights, right? Mm-hmm. They kept a record of everything. Mm-hmm. They know who everyone else is. They know where all our heirs' land is at. And they know who is the family members tied to what plot of land. They know this. They kept records of it, but we just not privy to how to find all the records and where they got them hid at. Because some of them not digitally be accessible yet over the internet like Bureau of Land Management is. But what they'd be doing is sending out a letter to family members saying you have a great-great-grandmama or you have a ancestor from 1735 named Lenny Mae Jackson from this part of Kentucky. Then y'all need to come up and put y'all team together to recover y'all heirs' land. They know who everything belonged to. That's how come they've been keeping deeds and tracks of how they've been selling and trading the land.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they giving the land back symbolically right now to let you know it's a transfer taking place. But when the real land grab, we own all of the land is tribal land. Ain't no part of the land not tribal land.
Right.
Especially since we staked the totem pole in D.C., sunk the battleship, and changed it to the District of America. No, everything's tribal land now.
Right. Ain't nobody technically gonna really own no land. You gonna probably have your area just based off your family tree and your tribe. It's gonna be tribal land, all tribal land. It ain't never been like this. That started when they started the colonies, and pretty much these guys really ain't never had no land. They were always a business. They were always a business, never a country. United States is not a country. It's a business. So when they came over here, they came over as companies. The Virginia Company, the Plymouth Rock Company,
Northwest Trading Company.
Yeah, they was all companies. They wasn't no land. They never had no land. It's all business. Like they tell you, it's nothing personal. It's all business. Yeah, because they can't get. You got to think about this. Why would they? The only thing they got is human collateral. That's why they had the stock market crashed in 1933. The only thing they don't got no land. They never had no land. And the only thing, the reason why they got the land is because they got the people who's supposed to be on the land. They using their mental, a black Negro color type thing to market them as chattel property. So if you chattel property, whatever you own is part of that chattel property. So they kind of like run it like that. So they don't got no land really. They just got the people agreeing to this system, which is pretty much is over. I mean, Mystery Babylon has fallen. If you ain't been paying attention, Mystery Babylon is over with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a contract system.
Yeah.
But most people are not looking at the word contract.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Con mean lean or against something.
Mm-hmm.
Tract is how you used to describe parcels of land.
Mm-hmm.
It's a contract system. It's a system of liens on the land.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't own the land. They just can block you from executing your birthright out of ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I put everything in the public domain. Notice the agent is notice the principal. All public notices time-stamped and archived through a social media platform with a reach of 1,000 or more people.
Right.
Because once that's done, that's in effect using the oral traditions of the tribe to reclaim our shores.
Right. Why do they call the United States a nation?
To deceive a nation, a ship is a nation.
Right.
Right? Every ship has a nationality. America is a nation because it's a nationality under the Admiralty jurisdiction. Right? America itself, remember, they said that we crashed our landmass into their ship, which makes America have to be a big ass ship.
Yeah, right.
So they operating under the false pretense that America is a ship that crashed into their ship, the Plymouth, which we know as the Mayflower.
Right.
And once we crash into their ship, they execute rescue protocol of salvage rights to recover the lost vessels, which is the people,
right,
that they classified as dead, civilly mortis, lost at sea.
Right.
Right? And that's the Admiralty War protocol for seizing the territory.
Right.
Until we sink their battleship.
Game over. Hey, we'll take one more question, y'all, and then we'll get up out of here because we had to be long on this one. I was waiting on them Lady Chiefs to come in and ask them questions. I guess Rod must have answered all their questions while they was up in here. They must have because half of the questions I had more questions on my list, but while we was going, you was answering them as you was going, right? So you was answering most of the questions. Hey, Rod, what you got on that dude? I did a tape on that dude, Robert F. Williams, man. And it seemed like to me the FBI really was after that guy. And it's like this. if whatever you do, if you come to shoot at me and I shoot back, and then you tell me I'm breaking the law, but the guy that shot at me ain't breaking the law, what kind of mindset or were they in the '60s? Man, I don't know if I could have lived back then, man.
Which guy you talking about, Elder?
The dude that was in Monroe, North Carolina, the one that wrote the book, Negroes with Guns. You the one talking about that book, the Negroes.
Yeah. We got a right to bear arms, but they don't want us to have guns, right? Because then we could defend ourselves. Right. The tribes, we didn't, guns wasn't part of our necessary survival year until the Europeans came.
Right. The Negro
right. Because we used to bow hunt, right, and we used to farm. Right. Right. And the cow is not from North America and the pig is not from North America. Right. But now you have wild cows and wild pigs all over North America. Right. Right. So when you look at the necessity of firearms, it's a constitutional right. And no right's supposed to be abridged. But they had to come up with gun control and as a means to keep outlaw tribes from amassing enough firepower to resist the corporate government that was encroaching upon their territories. Right. That's why they turned us against each other. As long as we fighting each other, we can't overthrow them.
That's crazy, man. Hey, y'all, hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, man. We got 2,500 people in here. Hey, everybody send Raw $5. Send them $1, $2, whatever you got. Because we don't need Raw working on no job. What we need Raw doing is sitting home watching these suckers. Because we think they finna try to get something cracking. Especially with this Nigerian candidate thing, with the school shooting, with that crazy commercial they just showed us talking about the kids that are scared for their life. These people sick, man. We dealing with the last of the lunatic energy. Like I said, Rod. I said there, but I had remembered the cover of Willie Lynch. The Willie Lynch cover got the moon. It got a moon on the front. When I said that the Willie Lynch syndrome was moon. I mean, the Willie Lynch letter had lunatic written all over it. Because lunatic means mental illness. So you don't think somebody don't got a mental illness if they'll take a woman, a pregnant woman, and tie her to two horses, beat both horses till they rip her apart, then stomp the baby. That's a mental illness right there. You got to be messed up in the head to do something like that, man. You can't be a normal, regular guy. You know what I'm saying? You off in the head.
Huh? Elijah Muhammad said, as wicked as you think these people are, you cannot think wicked enough to grasp the depths of their wickedness.
Damn.
How wicked they is, your mind can't fit around that level of wickedness.
Man.
Remember, it's an Iceman inheritance of a psychopathic racial personality disorder.
He did say that.
Right? And all of the rules to the game is in the ISIS papers.
Man. That's cold.
And the reverse protocol is in the United Independent Compensatory Code by Neely Fuller. The counter racism manual. So when you're up against an enemy that's determined to crush you, if his wickedness is worse than your goodness will allow you to see, you ain't gonna never be able to overcome it.
Man.
Because you can't grasp that level of wicked.
You can't fathom. Elijah Muhammad said it just like this. He said, you can't fathom the mind of the devil. You know what I'm saying? You can't fathom it. I mean, you can't even, like, stuff that even if you think outside of the box and go outside of that, you couldn't even fathom it outside of that. So whatever he meant by that, tying a woman to two horses and beating that's sick, man.
That's devoid of all humanity.
Yeah, straight up. You ain't no human, man. You a beast.
And I also tell you, the psychology of what you're dealing with, though. Because when you can see what they will allow you to see that they do in wickedness, that's enough to let you know right there that at least you got to be willing. If you catch somebody tying a woman and two horses, you got to be willing to cut him in half with a sword.
Yeah, ASAP.
You know, if you can't do that, then you're not ready to defend. If he want to tear your woman in half with two horses, you need to be equally prepared to cut him in half with a sword.
Yeah, straight up, real talk.
Because if you're not, he just gonna continue to tear your women apart, but with horses. You gotta know what you're dealing with. And the hardest part for you to ever grasp is that the enemy has been closer than you possibly could have imagined the whole time.
I'm telling you. Sneaky like. Hey man, everybody send Rod $1, man. If you can't send them a $5, send them $1. That'll put them in the game. 12. We got 2,400 people. Everybody send them $1. That'll put them in the game till the next time we come on. Yeah, man. So y'all, we love y'all. Peace and love. We got some more coming out. We're gonna be back again. Probably what's the day? We'll probably be back Friday if we will see how the crowd going, and we will probably be back Friday. Give you more updates. But from now on, I start today, Roy. I'm gonna start keeping an eye on the school shooting thing, and so I can keep giving you an update. Just in case you miss, I'm gonna give you an update on. We're gonna be watching them now. We got the eye on them now. Big brother's watching. Big mama's watching now.
You know, they just had look. I got a call this morning. They had one in Wisconsin yesterday.
Dang, I'm about to go look that up. And yet, Wisconsin. Wow, they'll never have nothing in Wisconsin. That's a weird, awkward place because ain't nothing but white folks there. Kind of. I drove through Wisconsin before, man. I ain't seen no newbies out there.
Shit, you must ain't go to Milwaukee, Racine.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's why I ain't go to Milwaukee. I went through the mountain part. Because Milwaukee, that's where Kemp Ken them from. Milwaukee and all this.
Yeah, it's got Racine, Wisconsin. Racine be rocking.
Okay, I'm about to go check
that out. They got some cities up there. We up there. They just don't want y'all to know we up there.
Yeah, we everywhere. That's what we. I ain't gonna doubt you, Rod. Because we Negroes everywhere. I didn't live in some spots where like it was. They in Albuquerque. Albuquerque is a spot. I live in Albuquerque. Yeah, so we everywhere. I ain't gonna deny it. All right, y'all. Peace and love. We out, man. Free all the political prisoners.